Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. MC Mura here, and today we're gonna talk about DeeJay. DeeJay is a classic from Street Fighter 2. His last appearance was during Ultra Street Fighter 4 and he was kinda infamous in that game for being very weak.
Considered one of the weaker characters in the Street Fighter 4 series, this rhythmic warrior has been struggling to show he's on par with the rest of the cast. Has DeeJay finally found his groove in Ultra Street Fighter 4? Let's look at some of his changes and see if that's the case. Winning with DeeJay may still be a bit more difficult than other characters, but it'll also be that much more rewarding.
What?
And unfortunately, on the character side of things, he was always into the very goofy aspect of Street Fighter, and that didn't do him any favor. When it comes to gameplay, DeeJay was also kind of a Guile style character, like a Sonic Boom flash kick one, but he was generally always weaker than Guile, and that didn't do him any favor. And that's why it was kind of surprising to see him come back for Street Fighter 6, and I think Capcom did a great job on him, at least so far. So let's take a look at his changes in this game, what's new. And first I must start with his look, because it's so much better than it used to in the older games. He isn't as goofy anymore, and finally we can say that DeeJay is more of a cool dude than just a clown. If you are unfamiliar with DeeJay's kit, if you just started with Street Fighter 5, like I said, he was kind of a Guile style character. He have his air slasher, these are pretty much Sonic Boom style moves, and he have the jackknife maximum. This is pretty much like a flash kick. You charge down and then do up and kick, very good as an anti-air. Have a tackle move with the Sobats, and he has the machine gun upper, which is mostly a combo attack. Otherwise he got his super, which is also kind of a tackle move as well. In the trailer we see a lot of DeeJay's familiar moves. We see him doing his slide. This is his sweep, and this used to be able to slide under fireballs. I'm imagining it will have the same utility as well. We see him doing the Sobat kick, we see him doing the machine gun upper, so a lot of his utility seems to be intact. But DeeJay is also back with a couple of new interesting tricks. Let's start first with the fireballs, because in the previous game his fireballs was just basic, like pretty much like Sonic Boom, a single hitting fireball. But in the trailer we see him doing it twice, and in the pre-older color trailer we see him doing a feint and then throwing a non-metered double hitting fireball. This is obviously like a double-edged sword, because if the animation is so long it makes him very susceptible to jumps, drive impacts and all of that. But having a meterless two hitting projectiles is also pretty interesting. There was a series that I got on my reaction video that maybe when he does the feint that this will buff up his next fireball. Who knows, but it's certainly like an interesting element to DeeJay. I think it would make him pretty strong in fireball wars, but also, like I said, could make him vulnerable to anti-fireball meta. Next we get to take a look at DeeJay's new special moves. He's just cool, and this is a back sway that he can do a number of follow-ups to. He can go low, he can go overhead, just takes a back step, go in and out, a lot of follow-ups here. I imagine drive impact will be a strong counter to this, but it's gonna depend really on how low the recovery is on the just backstep version. If he can backstep and then drive impact you back, then it will be pretty strong. In general, assuming that DeeJay is still a charged character, which is a big assumption actually, I think this is really good for him. You want to give him some mobility options and just some mix-up and just some gimmicks. We know that the EX2 this move as well is a launcher, it's what we see in the trailer. So I think all around it looks like a ton of fun to have, honestly. We also got to see a little bit of DeeJay's supers, because we saw his level 1, which is pretty much just a super kick, and it's kinda underwhelming to be honest. I kinda hoped for more. It looks like it will be a good reversal, and I imagine the damage on it is good, but yeah, I kinda hoped for more. His level 2 on the other hand is absolutely fascinating, because from the voice lines we know that you will have to press buttons at specific timing to keep the rhythm going and get the full animation, and this really reminds me of Jita from Grand Blue Fantasy, who had this mechanic with her Skybound Arts, I believe that's what it's called. So that is really fun. That's always such a fun mechanic to have. And obviously we got to see a snippet of his critical art. It kind of reminds me of his Ultra 2 from Street Fighter 4, but we don't know how it starts. I imagine it will be a hit that transition into this animation, but we will see. And that is pretty much what we know about DeeJay. I can go a little bit more into extra details, like him having the same crouching medium punch, or like that lunging forward normal he have. But yeah, I think that's just extra details that I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see how it plays out anyway. DeeJay is back, he looks amazing, so much improved from his previous iteration, and I'm really looking forward to playing as him. I would love to hear your thoughts about DeeJay in the comment section below. I will be leaving a link to the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, and Twitch pages in the description. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.